once in a while. If I have
Yeah, I like the fact it doesn't chop off the rest of the guitar, you know.
yeah,
But
I need to get a green screen.
yeah, I was in Walmart one day, bought. I don't think I even paid $5 just for a big piece of green fabric, and then I try to just stretch it between some mic stands or speaker stands.
That'll work.
But even then, it has spots that if you don't get it even color green the whole way through, it has issues. But I found if you put a light behind it just right, you can't make it directly onto the where the bulb can be seen through the fabric. But anyway, if you put some light back, that helps even out the greenness.
Okay, guys, there we're online now. There, everything y'all say might be held against you.
Oh, I take it back. Everything
Yeah,
I said.
it might be held against
Well,
you.
hello to all the Facebook people out there.
Yeah, there it
Yes,
is.
hello. I will be
There
seeing
it
you
is.
all in about an hour.
Okay, well,
Let's see.
don't go away too far.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're there. Let me get this thing going here. Okay. Michael Brandenberger, he's coming. Here, let's get him on. Well, had Alan in on there by himself. Let's see here. Yeah. There we go. There's me. Here we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Harry Hewlett. This Dallas Songwriters Virtual Global Songwriter Showcase is Saturday. 12. We go 12 to 3. We got 6 people lined up, 30 minutes each. And this will be our last live show for the year 2020. So this is going to be it. And we got Michael Brandenberger. He's in the last spot, and he's going to say thank you and all that kind of stuff for 2020 and welcome us into the new year. So he'll be playing with you. And we've got about, like I said, we've got 6 people lined up. We got Stephen Troum. We got T.K. Brown. We got Alan Larson. We have Bradley Banning, and we've got Ian Dickson, and then would be Michael Brandenberger. And starting off, folks, this fella, he's a doctor, a real doctor. He's a hand doctor. He's got made some little notes here so I won't mess up his introduction too much. He's a hand surgeon at Bone and Joint Clinic in South Lake. He lives in South Lake. He's also a singer, songwriter, guitarist. I'm not sure which one he'd rather do, whether he'd rather be the singer, songer, guitarist, or the hand surgeon, but I bet that hand surgeon pays a lot of bills. And he's kind of a new member of DSA, and he's got a new album that he's working on, and he's been playing a lot for us over on our open mic, and this is his first showcase for us. And I want to introduce you to Stephen Troum, and he's going to play for you as soon as I put him on the spotlight here.
All right.
There you are, Stephen.
Thank you for that introduction, Harry.
Yeah.
You've been doing a little internet spying, it sounds like.
Yeah, you got 30 minutes now, so it's your turn, man.
All right. Let's see what we can knock out here.
Okay.
So this first song is called Should Have Kissed You. And on the surface, if it's about, hanging out with that someone back in high school or college maybe that you thought you could have hooked up with, but you chickened out. But really, it's also a metaphor for missed opportunities. Anyway, here's Should Have Kissed You. I missed you. I could have had you. I should have just reached out and grabbed you. But I missed you. I should have kissed you. I should have just kissed you. Somehow we found ourselves alone after partying and driving you home. And I was blown away when you asked if I would stay. So we laid there side by side, but all we did was talk all night. And you were probably wondering why I didn't try to make you mine. I missed you, I could have had you, I should have just reached out and grabbed you. But I missed you, I should have kissed you, I should have just kissed you. I was young and I was scared, I was not mentally prepared, and I was so afraid that you just turned me away. We might have been such a hit, but I was nervous and I couldn't commit. But not a day goes by yet that I don't have a little regret. I missed you, I could have had you, I should have just reached out and grabbed you. But I missed you, yes I missed you, I should have just kissed you. Let my opportunity split, blew my chance and missed my ship. If I could go back and do it again, we would be much more than friends. Friends, friends. I missed you, I could have had you, I should have just reached out and grabbed you. But I missed you, I should have kissed you, I should have just kissed you, I should have just freaking kissed you. But I missed you, I should have kissed you. All right, that's my first song and my first global showcase there.
Doing good, Stephen.
Thanks. So I'm for entertainment value, I'm going to try to play around with some of these backgrounds for some of these songs here. So we're in space now, and this song requires a capo. All right, so this next song, it's called Rocket in Flight, and it's basically about aspiring to achieve great things and bold things despite a lot of people around you sort of being naysayers. And one of the stories that comes to mind, turn my reverb down a little bit. One of the personal stories that comes to mind is those of you that know me personally kind of know this, but a lot of you don't know this, but I have a brother, his name's Ken, and he played, his claim to fame, or one of his claim to fame, is he played one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the original movies in the 90s. Just so happens Ken lives here in Fort Worth now, and so we get to hang out. But back in the day, in the 90s, you know, he was aspiring to be an actor and do martial arts in the movies. And, you know, everyone was around him, you know, basically said, oh, you're crazy. The chance of that happening is almost zero. But he persevered and did a lot of things that he needed to do and actually got the part. And, you know, now is known as Raphael, one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the original movies. And if you're interested in the full story, he actually wrote an autobiography that's available on Amazon called Teenage Ninja the Mutant Turtle, I believe. And it's a cool little book. But anyway, this song, Rocket in Flight, is really about aspiring to do great things like that, despite a lot of people around you telling you to keep your feet on the ground. You say I gotta get on track, but I'm on the attack and I'm not looking back. And you say I need to see the light, but it's already in sight, 'cause I'm a rocket in flight. I wanna see the night, watch the stars burn bright, touch touch a satellite, 'cause I'm a rocket in flight. I'm a rocket in flight. Watch me burn. You say I gotta take it slow, but you don't know just how fast I can grow. And you say I gotta come on down, but you don't know what I found up here flying around. I wanna see the night, watch the stars burn bright, touch a satellite, 'cause I'm a rocket in flight. I'm a rocket in flight. Watch me burn. I burn so bright. Ay, 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 ay. I wanna see the night, watch the stars burn bright, touch a satellite, 'cause I'm a rocket in flight. I'm a rocket in flight. Watch me light up the night. I'm a rocket in flight. All right, thank you. It's funny on these virtual performances, you're basically playing and saying thank you to dead silence. All of
Yeah,
you that
well-
have done it know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
they're just clapping all over the world. You never know who's watching that. Don Wall was telling me the other day he was watching the show, this same show, and he was out on vacation in Colorado with his girlfriend, and they were driving down the road through the mountains listening to the show on his radio. They Bluetoothed it into their radio,
Oh, that's neat.
so they may be listening to you on the other side of the world right now.
All right.
I hope that don't make you nervous or anything, but the Queen could be listening. She could be.
Could be. Well,
Yeah.
right now everybody looks like my TV monitor, so I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're looking good. You got the whole screen. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So this next little song is called Lift Your Head, and it basically goes out to all the people out there that, sometimes I'm one of them, whose head is down in their cell phones way too much. And we never take the time to just kind of pull ourselves away and look around us and take in the real world versus the virtual world. So this one's called Lift Your Head. Hey, I'm here behind your phone, eating dinner all alone on the worst date that I've ever known. Hey, I know that we met online, but I didn't think I'd find you logged in all of the time. Lift your head and look around, see what's real and hear the sound. Your soul is going to drown. Lift your head and look around, put that cell phone down. Hey, I see what matters most, what your virtual friends all post. It's turning you into a ghost. Hey, you might hear what I say if I was on your phone's display, but I might as well walk away, walk away. Lift your head and look around, see what's real and hear the sound. Your soul is going to drown. Lift your head and look around. 3, 4. You'll never know who I am by checking Instagram. Snapchat, not where I'm at. I doubt you'd understand. I doubt you'd understand. Lift your head and look around. See what's real and hear the sound. Your soul's going to drown. Lift your head and look around. Lift your head and look around. See what's real and hear the sound. Your soul is going to drown. Lift your head and look around. Put that cell phone down. Put it down. Put it down, put it down, put it down. All right. Mouth gets dry quickly up here. So thank you.
You got the president watching. Do you see that? He's on the screen.
And is he?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, in the little
Hey,
little
Michael.
window there.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
All
Making
right.
good sound.
We're going to have a little fun with this one. So, I don't know if anyone else has ever had a crazy relationship in the past. But this goes out to everyone who's ever had kind of a psycho boyfriend or girlfriend that they're kind of glad are gone. It's called Now That You're Gone.
Amen.
Everyone has someone in mind. Let me get the groove. All right. I've been thinking about the times that we had, and I realized that most of them were bad. And as I reflect, I'm feeling kind of glad that you're gone. Now that you're gone. Now that you're gone. And as I figure out what's been going on, and how I've done so well without you for so long, I was right, and I'm right where I belong with you gone. Now that you're gone, I can move on. Now that you're gone. Now that you're gone. You were a psychopath, the truth was never clear. And I am not surprised we didn't last a year. And all the things I said that you never heard. So as you fade away, I'm flipping you the bird. Now that you're gone. I met another girl and we began to date. And now I'm thinking that our time is pretty great. So if you're wondering for you, it's way too late, 'cause you're gone. Now that you're gone, I have moved on. Now that you're gone. Now that you're gone. You were a psychopath, the truth was never clear. And I am not surprised we didn't last a year. So stop texting me, I will not reply. And as you fade away, I'm waving you goodbye. Goodbye. Now that you're gone. Now that you're gone. Now that you're gone, 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 gone. Now that you're gone. All right. Thank you. That was a fun one.
I love your virtual backgrounds. That's a cool idea. Are you like an artist also? I mean,
Oh man, so totally stole these off the internet. Are you kidding?
oh, okay. Well,
I'm looking for clip art and downloading images. I probably should have to pay a license fee or something, but I don't know.
oh well.
They're
When
out
we
there.
get kicked off the air, we'll know who to blame. So
Yeah, I'm sure I'll pay him 10% of everything I'm making from this show, right?
right.
All right. So, let's see. So here's a shameless plug. As Harry kind of alluded to, I do have a band. The band is called the Traumatics, and a couple of us guys that are playing these songs. We actually recently, within the past couple of months, went down to a studio outside of Austin and recorded a lot of these songs. And I'm now in the final process of doing overdubs and stuff. I hope to release something, in the spring. Again, very COVID dependent. But we are the only band that has an appropriately masked face. And we designed this long before COVID, and it was supposed to be a trauma surgeon going into surgery, but now it could be anybody at the grocery store. So there you go. This next song is called Boulevard, and it's a rocking little tune that's sort of lamenting the generic, what I call the generic sameness of suburban America, where you can drive down the road and pass 5 McDonald's and 5 Walmarts, and everyone looks kind of the same. And there aren't that many towns that have their own quaint little identities anymore. And this sort of laments that. It's called Boulevard. Driving down the boulevard, hard to tell just where we are. All these signs, they look the same as the place from which we came. But I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. No, I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. That's gonna last. Shoot. Traffic and construction zones. Zombies driving on their phones. Fast food banks and discount stores. No different than the town before. This place has no identity, no individuality. But I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. No, I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. That's gonna last. Shoot. I'm driving down the line, don't know what I'll find. I don't care what you think of me, you can stay behind. You can stay behind. Shoot. Can't escape the boulevard. Focusing is getting hard. All these towns, they look the same. I don't even know their names. But I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. No, I can't go back, no, I can't go back to the past. Wanna find something to believe in that's gonna last. That's gonna last. Shoot. All right, thank you. We're switching over to a little Gatorade this time.
I tell you what, you just about zoomed through your 30 minutes. You got like about 6 or 7 minutes left.
All right.
Feels like
Well, let
you
me
just
do
got
one
started,
more
doesn't
then.
it?
Then I'll,
You might squeeze 2 in there if they're short.
you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's up to you.
I don't want to kill myself, but we'll see what we got. Hold on. I didn't plan this very well. And I lost my glasses. All right. This is more of a ballad. We're going to step it up with the harmonica a little here. Looking up at the sky at night, looking through the trees, I hear the cars go whisper by, the wind rustling through the leaves, a flash of light and a gentle roar. Looks like it's going to rain, but I stay outside. I want to see some more. It takes my mind off of the pain, and I wish I could understand why I let you hold my hand, even though I know our love is through my heart. Only cries for you. I see your face and I turn away. It's hard to look in your eyes, and if I did, I wouldn't know what to say. I just stand there hypnotized. But we play along, even though it might be wrong. And you know that you make me lose control. And I wish I knew why I only think of you, and why it's my heart that you stole. And I wish I could understand why I let you hold my hand, even though I know our love is through my heart, only cries for you. Only cries for you. You're the one that I see when I close my eyes. You're the one that clears my cloudy skies. You're the one I can be with all night long. You're the one why I sing this song. Ooh, you're the one that I want. And I wish I could understand why I let you hold my hand, even though I know our love is through my heart, only cries for you. Thank you.
Good
That's
job,
called
Stephen.
My Heart Only Cries for You.
You
Thank
did
you,
it.
Harry, for having me. I had a
You
really
did
good
it.
time.
That was a first good time out of the chute. Let me tell you, folks, that's Dr. Stephen Troum. He's a hand surgeon and a singer, songwriter, and all that kind of stuff. And his theme song is "I Want to Hold Your Hand." Remember that one by the Beatles? Remember that? I want to hold you. Anyway, that's a little humor that's just working into the show.
Hand humor, I get it.
That's hand you. Okay, I'm gonna remove the spotlight, and we're gonna put this next young lady on. I got to tell you about her a little bit. She's a good one. Okay, replace spotlight. There she is. Okay, folks, we are looking at TK Brown. How you doing, TK?
Hi, I'm good.
Just can't wait to hear you now. Now, folks, she's from Gun Barrel City. That's outside of Dallas here somewhere. It's kind of a new member. You've been a member about a year, right?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah, you went to Kaufman High School. You're still going to high school, right?
I am a sophomore, so still in high school.
Still in high school. Okay, she's a singer, she's a songwriter, she's a recording artist. You recently had a live show out at Love and War with Scott Sean White, right?
Yes, I did.
And you got anything new to tell us? You got a new CD or anything like that?
We actually, I think we just released a bunch of new singles here recently, and we do have CDs now, finally. But, so yeah.
Well, it's
We're
great.
trying.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, it's great to have you, folks. I'm going to quit talking here and then let TK play some songs. TK, play some songs. You got 30 minutes now. TK Brown, folks.
All right. This first song I'm going to do is a song I wrote called Rodeo Queen. I wrote it about...
Hey, wait. Have you got your original sound on? Check it. It should say original sound. Turn off original sound.
I'm on my phone today, so...
Yeah. Oh, okay. You may not.
Yeah.
That's all right if you're on your phone. Just go ahead. You'll be good.
All right.
Okay.
They say they all ride away. They weren't born to make a stay. It's like trying to love a Mustang that wants to ride. And ooh, I knew I was twisted and barbed wire, wrapped in a bed fire, and you knew it too, but you just kept roping me in. You said I was the sunset, said you were a shore bed, you saw forever inside of my eyes. We kicked the dust up, we shot the moon out, but cowboy, I'm only here to wonder why. You said I was your everything, then you gave the ring to the rodeo queen. Make it look easy, breaking hearts and moving things. But when you pass that old road, you'll be thinking of me. And you head to the next town you get to, and you'll watch her ride. But when the buckles one night is done, tell me, does she still shine so bright? You said I was the sunset, said you were a shore bed, you saw forever inside of my eyes. We kicked the dust up, we shot the moon out, but cowboy, I'm only here to wonder why. You said I was your everything, and you gave the ring to the rodeo queen. You said I was the sunset, said you were a shore bed. You saw forever inside of my eyes. We kicked the dust up, we shot the moon out. But cowboy, I'm only here wondering why. You said I was your everything, and you gave the ring to the rodeo queen.
It's so wonderful to hear you. That's great.
Alrighty, this next song I'm gonna do is a song I wrote when I was 14, which seems like forever ago now, but I know it really wasn't that long. This one's called Heartbreak Song. Perfect smile that lights my world, loves the Lord and treats me well, and I can drown inside those big brown eyes. A heart as big as the Lone Star State, feels so good it must be fate that I belong to him and he's all mine. This ain't another heartbreak song, ain't another done me wrong. It's written in the stars, this is real. I'm calling you before I fall, this is for the real wrong. Oh, way deep down I know this ain't another heartbreak song. It's hard to find that perfect guy, but he fell right out of the clear blue sky one sunny day at the Texas State Fair. I was standing there by the funnel cakes, red ball cap, he asked my name, spent $100 winning me that bet. This ain't another heartbreak song, ain't another done me wrong. It's written in the stars, this is real. I'm calling it before I fall, this is for the real wrong. Oh, way deep down I know this ain't another heartbreak song. Oh, 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 finally found a good one. Oh, 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 we're in it for the long run. This ain't another heartbreak song, ain't another done me wrong. It's written in the stars, this is real. I'm calling it before I fall, this is for the real wrong. Oh, way deep down I know this ain't another heartbreak song. In my heart I know this ain't another heartbreak song.
You got so much talent, girl. I don't know if you realize that or not.
Thank you so
You,
much.
you are sounding great. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play a brand new one for you. I just wrote this with two great friends of mine, Bill DeLuigi and Pete Salas up in Nashville. And this one's called Forever After You. We wrote it about one of my first high school relationships. And they kept joking with me saying we're going to make an EP called Cowboy Rides Away Again. So this is for the Cowboy Rides Away Again EP. You're in a Casanova, new girl always on your hip. You had me hypnotized with the lies sliding off your lips. I got caught up in pretending we had a fairy tale ending, but now our breakup is trending, and I'm happy forever after you. I'm having fun, I owe you one. I'm getting back my groove. I'm turning this round upside down. I'm anything but blue. 'Cause I'm happy, so happy, forever after you. I'm glad you saved $1, skipped a trip to the old pawn shop, buying me a heartache in a little velvet box. Thank God I dodged a missile. Let's make this unofficial. You can keep your last initial. 'Cause I'm happy, so happy, forever after you. I'm having fun, I owe you one. I'm getting back my groove. I'm turning this round upside down. I'm anything but blue. 'Cause I'm happy forever after you. I'm happy forever after you. I'm having fun, oh you won. I'm getting back my groove. I'm turning this round upside down. I'm anything but blue. 'Cause I'm happy, so happy, forever after you.
Who'd you write that with?
Bill DeLuigi and Pete Salas.
Are they like staff writers or just people you know in Nashville?
People I know in Nashville.
Okay, great.
But yeah. All right, this next one is a song I wrote a little while back with a good friend of mine named Liz. And I was telling her about how when this whole COVID thing broke out and everything else, and my music kind of hit a rough patch, that I got really discouraged and was thinking about giving up on it. And so it took me a little while to realize why I do this. And so we wrote this song called Singing for Angels. To the lonely one who needs a friend, to the one who feels like no one's listening, I see you, I hear you. To the one who thinks hope is out of their reach, to the one who thinks they can't be redeemed, I see you, I hear you. And and you're the reason why I'm singing this song. If a single note could stir a soul of someone who needs saving, if a melody could start to reach a heart, then Lord, I'm praying on bended knee. Every time I sing, you keep reminding me I'm singing for angels. I'm singing for angels that just haven't found their wings. Are you the one who's in need of a blessing? Always feel like you're second guessing. I see you, I hear you. Sometimes a soul just needs a reminder. If you look for him, he will find you. When he sees you, he hears you. And here's the reason why I'm singing this song. If a single note could stir a soul of someone who needs saving, if a melody could start to reach a heart, then Lord, I'm praying on bended knee. Every time I sing, you keep reminding me I'm singing for angels, singing for angels that just haven't found their wings. And we're all sinners amongst the saints, and the only difference could be a song. Oh, hey. So if a single note could stir a soul of someone who needs saving, if a melody could start to reach a heart, then Lord, I'm praying on bended knees. Every time I sing, you keep reminding me I'm singing for angels, singing for angels that just haven't found their wings. Ooh. Thank you.
You setting the bar
Alrighty.
pretty high for everybody, I tell you. Keep it
love some
on. You're doing
potatoes.
great. Yeah.
Thank you. This next song I'm gonna do is a song I wrote with some good friends of mine right after a good friend of all of ours had passed away. He was 19, and he liked to live his life to the fullest and did some very exciting things in some of his last months, like jumping out of a plane. So we wrote this song called Make It Count. Would you take the trip that you've been putting off? Would you buy that boat regardless of the cost? Would you offer up forgiveness for the grudge that you've been holding? Would you roll the dice and keep on rolling? Would you go running wild through fields of gold? Or shout out loud a song you loved since you were 6 years old? Would you kiss the boy that just won't make the move? where would you go? What would you do? If you found out today was all you had, would you curse the stars or run and hug your dad? If today was the day that the sun ran out, would you fall apart or make it count? Would you tell the secret locked inside your soul, or find the closest chapel down the road? Would you say I love you, mama, over and over again, and spend your last breath with your best friend? If you found out today was all you had, would you lay down crying or run and hug your dad? If today was the day that the sun ran out, would you fall apart or make it count? You found out that now is all you had, would you question God or run and hug your dad? If today was the day that the sun ran out, would you fall apart or make it count? Would you make it count? Thank you. How are you on top? All right. This next song I'm gonna do is a song I wrote about a guitar that was given to me by my grandma. When I first started doing this whole music thing and singing and songwriting, I felt like an outsider in my own family because I didn't realize anybody else in my family had ever tried to do this. In my eyes, everybody in my family was athletes, and physical anything was just not my thing. So I picked up a guitar and I went and was telling my grandma about everything I was doing, and she pulled a guitar out of her closet and gave it to me and told me about my grandpa who played music. And I never met him because he died before I was born, but I wrote a song about it. In the back of Granny B's closet, beating up hard case with dust all on it, she told me it was his best friend. He left this world on God's grace. She handed it to me, smiling full of faith that the music would never end. She said I was just like him, battered and worn from years of living, little rust on the worn down strings. But I can feel his arms around me every time that I make it sing. And I never met the man who made me who I am, but I know I'll go far with Grandpa's old guitar. Song by song and year by year, it shared my secrets and relieved my tears. With every chapter we turned the page, and nothing amounts to what it's worth. From the pews of the chapel to the mother church, when I finally played on the opera stage, I'll look out and see his face, battered and worn from years of living, little rust on the worn down strings. But I can feel his arms around me every time that I make it sing. And I never met the man who made me who I am, but I know I'll go far with Grandpa's old guitar. It's more than just a hand me down. This circle of love goes round and around and around. Battered and worn from years of living, little rust on the worn down strings. But I can feel his arms around me every time that I make it sing. And I never met the man who made me who I am, but I know I'll go far. I'm her shining star, thanks to Grandpa's old guitar.
I love that song. Okay, TK, one
Thank
more
you.
song. That ought to do it.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna end on a little song I wrote with two good friends of mine, Ava Page and Mark Roma, and it's called Part of Love. When you catch his eye in a crowded room, sparks fly when he talks to you. He draws you in and you think it's fate. That's the part of love that I hate. Long summer nights on a porch swing. He even jokes about a ring. You hope someday you're gonna take his name. And that's the part of love that I hate. 'Cause you think you're gonna make it, finally he's the one. Then he takes your world and breaks it, and just like that he's gone. He'll leave you there to take the blame. And that's the part of love that I hate. Finally at the point of moving on, And the numbers I know are lighting up my phone. And my heart falls for the same old games. And that's a part of love that I hate. 'Cause you think you're gonna make it, finally he's the one. Then he takes your world and breaks it, just like that he's gone. He'll leave you there to take the blame. And that's a part of love that I hate. Ooh, every time I think my heart has learned, it forgets it's ever been heard. Then I'm back to feeling that same old pain. And that's the part of love that I hate. 'Cause you think you're gonna make it, finally he's the one. Then he takes your world and breaks it, just like that he's gone. He'll leave you there to take the blame. And that's a part of love that I hate. That's a part of love that I hate.
TK, it is so wonderful to have you and hear you. You're such a talented young lady. I sure hope we can have you back.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Thank you.
You sounded great, and
Thank you.
we got to move on to the next act. But thank you very much, and we'll
Thank you, TK.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to y'all.
Okay. Now, folks, this next act that I want to tell you about, his name's Alan Larson, but he's kind of one of our old time members, and he's a great singer, songwriter, and all that stuff. But he's a photographer and a very intelligent guy. But I regret to say he's still just a great big 65-year-old kid. You know, he's got he flies drone airplanes all over the place. If one ever lands in your backyard and crash lands or something, it's probably him. And he rides his bicycle all over the place. And then my phone goes off.
Warning.
Morning. My daughter, they call me twice a year, and they wait till the show's okay. Anyway, he's a good big old kid, and but I tell you what, you're gonna enjoy the heck out of him. His name's Alan Larson, and I'm gonna quit talking here, and I'm gonna put him on. He might have a partner today. I don't know. Every now and then he has a ghost show up on the set with him. Okay, let's see here. Let me find Alan. Spotlight. Yeah. There you are, Alan Larson.
Yeah, I don't know where my evil twin is today. I gotta say, I love that line. That's the part of love I hate. That's pretty cool. I like that from TK. Anyway, onward and forward. Here's my song, "Clear Blue Sky." Let's see. Let me get that camera. Get that guitar. Yeah, that's a little more centered. Okay. Fuss with it a little bit more. It's a little crooked. Anyway. Sometimes I get myself turned inside out, filled with doubt. I tell you how my day's gone wrong. You just look at me and say, "Ah, come on." Then suddenly I'm feeling fine. Pull me right back in line, but I resist. How I try, I do. How I try. get so broken in despair. But you bring me a welcome breath of sweet fresh air. Now the sun is shining and I feel fine. You pulled me right back in line. I resist, but all I see now is nothing, nothing but clear blue sky. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So when I'm sitting all alone with my thoughts, they're getting overblown like they're known for. I know that you will come to call, pull me out of another one of my free falls. Now sunshine makes me feel so fine. She pulled me right back in line. I resist how I try, but all I see now, nothing but clear blue sky. Whoa, yeah, nothing but blue sky. Whoa, yeah, nothing but blue sky. Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, it's one day after Christmas. I guess that's still close enough. I could do a Christmas song. I know we're probably all tired of them, but I wrote a Christmas song a week ago or so.
We lost his audio. Hello?
Alan, your video's dead.
Oh, well.
I'm muted, aren't I? Hi. So I don't know, where do we want to take up from? I can't hear you now. I can't hear you, Harry.
Just start over if you want to. It's whatever.
Well, okay.
Just that last song was muted.
Just yeah.
Oh, the first one wasn't muted?
No, just the very
Oh, I
last
probably
one.
hit the space. That will do that.
That's exactly
'Cause
what
I didn't think I was muted. Okay, so I'll just start this song over then. The last one was okay? Okay. That's the danger of putting the capo near the space bar. Anyway, okay, as I was saying, this is my Christmas song. It's one day after Christmas. I won't play it again until next year. So we'll start over. Well, there's a blizzard down in Houston. In Dallas, it's 10 below. The ice is thick in Austin. And Galveston has 10 feet of snow. The card that Grandma sent us makes us dream of snow and reindeer. But it's a make-believe snowy Christmas card, Christmas in Texas again. On Padre Isle there's sleigh rides on beaches. In Big D there's sledding by White Rock Lake. What a joy cutting down our own trees is. And then it's off to Lake Travis to ice skate. You see, a white Lone Star Christmas would be so pretty, but only in our dreams. It's just a make-believe snowy Christmas card, Christmas in Texas again. You see, a short sleeve weather on Christmas Day is not really such a bad thing. Heck, if you were to ask me, I'd say it's the best gift Santa could bring. So in places like Dallas, it's quite rare for us to have a white Christmas. Heck, when it comes to shoveling snow or freezing our butts off, it's not something we really miss. So those greeting cards, they look so pretty. But keep the frozen stuff up north, 'cause down here we're good with a make-believe snowy Christmas card, Christmas in Texas again. Yes, a snowy Christmas card, Christmas in Texas again, dashing through the snow. Okay, we can put that away for a year. All right, now I thought I would switch guitars. Hadn't done this recently. This is my song "The Tree" on a guitar tuned to a E chord, and it goes like this. Let me get that a little bit bigger. Okay, I didn't mute myself, did I? Okay. Well, I heard today the latest communique. There can be no missing the man's intentions, where his ambitions lay. A cold wind blows across the bay, darkened clouds descend. Deep in the forest, down by the river, tree twists and bends. Well, alright, okay, nobody gets away. There'll be no more sitting, getting no opposition. Truth is getting in the way. A cold wind blows across the bay and breaks into a squall. Deep in the forest, down by the river, tree begins to fall. someone's gonna have to pay. With all this corruption and all this deception, not bring justice today. Out in the streets, the talk is loud. The man steps out from the crowd. Tomorrow morning, just a little past sunrise, we're planning on a little surprise. And deep in the forest, down by the river, a tree comes tumbling down. Okay.
You doing good?
All right, you could hear that. I didn't hit the
Oh,
space
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah, the space bar can be handy, except when you don't want it to be. So here's another guitar song on this guitar. My song called "Friends Again." Been so long he did not know where she was or where she gone. Did she ever think what happened to him? And out of the blue she was on the phone. There was that voice and that same sweet tone he had not heard so many years. Now they're friends again. It's good to be friends again. Well, they talked and talked and they had a few laughs. Got caught up on the very long gap of time since they drifted apart. Weeks passed, the talk turned round. They wondered, could they ever be more than friends? Friends again. Just like way back when they were more than just friends. She said she didn't want to see him just quite yet. She wanted to work on how she looked when they finally met again. So he waited and waited to see his friend again. To see his friend again. He wanted to see her again. But on the phone, day after day, the smiles began to fade away. She would say she loved how he's still the same. Then she would fuss how he'd never changed. And now it's just like years before. So it went with those friends back then. So in the end, after all the talk, all the hopes and dreams he had began just to fade away. Sometimes life just keeps you guessing. Still you gotta count your blessings, no matter what. So even if it was just for a while, it had been good to be friends, good to be friends again. But that's how it went, being friends again.
I love that
There's
song.
that one. It's fun playing that guitar. So let's see. Where am I at? Okay. Well, let's try. Yeah, this is the new little tune I came up with a few weeks ago. Still kind of a work in progress, but let's try it out. She's Magic, I call it. Here she comes walking down the street, looking so good from her head down to her feet. Well, she drives me so wild. They once said I was so meek and mild. Well, she's a warm and cold front meeting on the plains, a low pressure system with a cooling rain. So we huddle wet beneath the stairs. We kiss and then she vanishes in the air. But the thing is, that gal, she's magic. Well, she wants me to bring her some cigarettes, as if she's not smoking hot already yet. Well, she totally makes my head spin. Yeah, to me she's just the living end. Well, we watch the late show on her big TV. Well, we snuggle up just as easy as can be. Well, she tosses her hair and gives me that grin. You never know where this is gonna end. 'Cause with her, that gal, I tell ya, she's magic. Oh yeah, she is. Well, we go dancing in the ballroom at the club. We listen to the cool jazz and then she gives me a nudge. She takes me outside to look up at the stars. She points up and says, this is where we are. 'Cause she knows, 'cause after all, that girl is magic. She's magic. Well,
Seemed like you're just getting started, Alan, and you're just about to run out of time.
Yeah, let's see. I got 124 in my
Yeah. Maybe
big hand of my
couple
computer
short
clock.
ones, maybe.
So I guess I got time to close out on one, huh?
Yeah, one normal. Unless you got two really short ones and no talking.
Well, let's see where this one takes me. Let's see. I thought I would get bitten. That magic girl bit me too, I think. Or something. Yeah, somebody like think I didn't plug in my guitar. Sometimes the bumps, well, they'll trip me up. Life, it ain't always downhill. Still, I want to get my fill every morning when the sun comes up again. Well, I've been lost, I've been bitten, I've been nervous as a kitten. I've been round the world and met all kinds of girls, but just when it seems like it's all been written, once again I'm completely smitten. Now I'm coming home to you. Well, I've never seen such a smile as I've traveled all these miles from the Rockies on out to the coast. Folks, they think I'm joking. They ask me what you've been smoking, but it don't matter when you know what matters most. Yeah, I've been lost, I've been bitten, I've been nervous as a kitten. I've traveled around the world and met all kinds of girls, and I had no clue I got hit on, but this time I completely smitten. Now I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I'm coming home to you. Well, I keep moving on down the road and listen to the stories told by friends, strangers with no name. Some got funny things they're thinking, then it's my turn to wonder what they're drinking, but in the end we're really all just the same. Yeah, I've been lost, I've been bitten, I've been nervous as a kitten. I've traveled around the world and met all kinds of girls, but just when it seems like it's all been written, once again I'm completely smitten. Now I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I'm coming home to you. Yeah, I'm coming home to you.
Alan, that's a great set. Good boy. Good job, man.
Thank you. Even the half-muted song, that may have been the best part.
Yeah, well, you got such personality. You just go right through all that, and people enjoy it anyway. So
That was fun. Thanks for having me do this.
no, you're welcome, and we'll have you back on a regular basis. You know that.
All
Folks,
right.
that was Alan Larson, folks. Alan Larson, big old kid, but he's a heck of a singer and a songwriter, and we love him. We love him.
Thank you, Alan.
And now, folks, we got somebody.
Thank y'all.
They got a real treat here coming up. We got We got Bradley Banning. You know, his favorite quote is, I think it really fits. It says, "I've always known who I was as an artist. It just took me a little while to accept it." And then the other story, I picked this up on his website earlier today. I didn't realize, I knew he'd been in Nashville for a while, but he had a girlfriend down there, and he's going to buy her an engagement ring, and she broke up. She broke up with him, and he's saving money for that engagement ring. He took that money, and he made a hit record out of it. He recorded this song, "Don't Mess with Texas," and it became in the top 20 on the Texas charts in 2017. And he's written a bunch more since then. I'm gonna quit talking and get Bradley up here.
Oh, hey. No, that was great, man.
he's got a fun. How you doing, Bradley?
Good. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas to you. Long time no see.
I know, it's been a minute. I actually, funny enough, I just bought another engagement ring. So I was saving up last time, and that was years ago, but yeah, it ended up turning into studio equipment and the song that moved me back down here to Texas. But now I've been back down here and playing music full time, and actually the reason I got on here late and have to get off early is because I've had a booking agency reach out and start filling in gigs, and so I'm playing out in Dallas. If anybody's out in Dallas wants to come out to the truck yard tonight, I'll be out there playing some songs around 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, just filling in for somebody. And that song "Don't Mess with Texas" turned into me being a full-time songwriter and artist, and met a new girl and just bought a new engagement ring. But
maybe get another song out of it, reckon?
I will. We actually play out together quite a bit. Her name's Kayla, and we play out just like private shows, house shows, and smaller like original shows. And she's come out and she does a Monday live thing with me. We call it Yeehaw and Amen. She's a high school youth minister, and I'm a country artist. Yeehaw and Amen. But we were out playing at a house show a couple months ago, and someone was like, "Man, you got a whole bunch of songs about your ex-girlfriend. You need to start writing something about Kayla." So I have, and I'll play some of those here today.
Yeah, you better do that.
But no, funny enough though, I had a song called "Room 252" that 99.5 The Wolf played a few times for me, and just a buddy of mine over there on their Sunday show, and Hondo had called me, and we were walking out of a theater like around last Christmas, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna play Room 252 tonight." And so the first time she ever heard me on the radio was that song "Room 252," and she was actually singing the harmonies on it. So yeah, that was pretty cool for her. But she's a better singer than I am. But since you were talking about it, I'll just play a little bit of that song, and if y'all like it, you can go find the full version on Spotify. You don't drive across Texas on a single tank of gas. You don't leave the Lone Star State without wishing you were back. You don't go through San Antonio and forget the Alamo. You don't pick the blue bonnets off the side of the road. You hold on to your license plates and hang them on the wall. You dance every chance you get with your girl at Green Hall. You take some time to spend the night down in Fredericksburg. You don't mess with Texas. You love her. You don't live in Austin. You ain't a little weird. You don't float the Guadalupe without a tube for the beer. You don't sing a Willie song. You can't sing it right. You don't touch a cowboy's hat. You don't want to fight. Hold on to your license plates, hang them on the wall. You dance every chance you get with your girl at Green Hall. You take some time to spend the night down in Fred. Texas. You love her. Yeah, you love her. You don't leave a girl in Fort Worth and head to Tennessee, and I tell her that you love her, 'cause if you did, you'd be me. You hold on to your license plates, hang them on the wall. You dance every chance you get with your girl at Green Hall. You take some time to spend the night down in Fredericksburg. You don't mess with Texas. You love her. Yeah, you love her.
I love that song.
Thanks. Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but I kind of put this out there just as just so people know if anybody ever wants to reach out. But the production and stuff on that I did in my apartment. Most of it. Some of it I hired out. A guitar player, buddy of mine, Danik Dupel, and Mike Melancon played electric and drums on it. But rest pretty much was done in my bedroom in studio in Nashville, and I got a rough mix of it and sent it over to Danik to mix, and I mix stuff as well. But I build demos and that kind of thing. That's like one of my passions that I really, really love, is just building songs in the studio, and mostly in my bedroom though. I love making demos. But that is just a blown up version of the demo, basically. If you go listen to it on Spotify. I played this song the other day, and I haven't played it in a long time. I wrote it about 4 years ago, and a buddy of mine, Randy Overton, he's a songwriter, and he's put some songs out and stuff, and really good songwriter. And I used to go see him when I was a kid, but he's been a fireman for over 30 years. And we wrote this song a couple years ago together and called it Fireman. And I love this song. I just hadn't played it in forever, so I'm gonna try it today. He spent 30 years at station number 10. Walked out every fire he'd ever walked in. Fireman. He said, I always knew exactly what I'd be. I didn't choose it. It chose to make me a fireman. It made me a fireman. Some fires you feed, some fires you put out, some fires you gotta let burn to the ground. And sometimes it's just out of your hands. But it's the fire that makes the man a fireman. I'm his youngest son, the only one of three who chose a different path, 'cause I didn't want to be a fireman. Didn't want to be a fireman. I met my wife in Phoenix. We made some kids and had a life. 10 years together, I was giving up. And Daddy called me one night. He said, fireman, you gotta stay and fight the fireman. Some fires you feed, some fires you put out, some fires you got let burn to the ground. Sometimes it's just out of your hands, but it's the fire that makes the man. The fireman that Daddy hand. He said, until you die, boy, we all fight the fire, man. There's some fires you feed, some fires you put out, some fires you got let burn to the ground. Sometimes it's just out of your hands, but it's the fire that makes the man. Fireman. It was written with my dad and a buddy of ours, Randy Overton. My dad and I've got a lot of time to do some writing while I've been back in Texas. He's a songwriter, great songwriter, had cuts in Texas and Nashville, had a gold record and that kind of thing. That's kind of where that's where I learned how to write songs. And I spent all this time growing up wanting to be in Nashville, and since I was 4, I wanted to be in Nashville and be a songwriter. And I moved up there, and all I wanted to do was get in the room with some of those big time songwriters. And then I realized somewhere down the line, about 7 years in, I was into Nashville. I lived up there 10 years before I had a hit and came back to Texas. And somewhere in there, I realized that, oh, shoot, I spent all this time focused on getting to Nashville and write with these other writers, and I had one of the best writers I knew living in my own home, and I was living in his, rather. But I wrote a song called David's Son for my dad. My dad's name is David Banning, and I was driving home to Nashville from Thanksgiving one year and following a car through Texarkana that said Davidson on the license plate. That's Davidson. Nashville's in Davidson County, and my dad's name is David. I'm David's son. And this story kind of hit me that night, and I wrote it 2 years later, and when I figured out how to write it, and so it's called David's Son. Daddy has a Bible name. He isn't Peter, Paul, or James. I'm David's son. Pleased to meet you. I'm David's son. He provided for our family, mowing lawns. Spent his nights writing country songs. I'm David's son. It's good to meet you. I'm David's son. I look like him, I sound like him, I write songs like him, and I'm tough like him, man, no matter where I go or who I become, I'll always be David's son. I moved to Nashville at 18. The county sign was white and green. It said David's son. The county was David's son. I poured out my heart for 10 hard years, stringing songs, playing for beer in David's son. I paid my dues in David's son. I look like him, I sound like him, I write songs like him, and I'm tough like him, and no matter where I go or who I become, I'll always be David's son. I about had a wreck driving one night when a preacher came on, and I realized that most songs in the Bible had been written and sung by David and David's son. So I write my songs the best I can, and if you like 'em, put $1 in my tip jar, man. I'm David's son. Thanks again, I'm David's son. I look like him, I sound like him, I write songs like him, and I'm tough like him, man. No matter where I go or who I become, I'll always be David's son. David's son. I'm proud to be David's son. Little song I wrote for my dad.
Never heard that. Good one.
Yeah, I love that song. It was weird. I don't know. Everybody's got their own way of writing. My dad loves just writing commercial stuff. He can sing along to, but he's written some really great story songs, stories that he's made up and stories from real life. But somewhere along the line, things started clicking for me in the last like 5 years that made writing songs a little more fun for me. And I guess really when I started doing this is when I started, getting publishers calling me back or venues calling me back and just anything going in the right direction that allowed me to do music full time. And I started writing songs that were personal to me. And and adjusting them to make them I guess a little more commercial, a little more enjoyable for other people to listen to, not just for myself. But I mean, that last one I feel like I wrote for my dad and for myself. But I've just been writing story songs, and I was thinking about that. And one that I wrote, I plan on releasing on an EP I put out last year called Songwriter. It was all songs that I wrote during the time of that like breakup where you were talking about earlier, Harry. That's the stories on my website, but it was all songs around that breakup and the events that came out of that, and everything turned around, and me moving back to Texas and that kind of thing. And one I wrote was about that girl, and she ended up getting married, and I found out about it, and I was like, I'm writing one last song, and this is the last one. And I wrote this song. I can't even remember what it's called. Oh, it's called "Love You Any Less." But I forgot about it. I never put it out, and I never play it anymore. But it's called "Love You Any Less." You set the date. He bought the ring. I wondered if this day would come. Would I feel the sting? Well, I just stood there smiling when they told me you said yes, 'cause you don't love me anymore, and I don't love you any less. I don't love you like I loved you when we first met. My love kept on growing strong long after you left. When the two of you say I do, honey, I'll do my best to not love you anymore. I just won't love you any less. My friends think I'm crazy. That might be true. Why else would I love somebody who doesn't love me too? Well, I should get a room with padded walls, I guess, 'cause you don't love me anymore, and I don't love you any less. I don't love you like I loved you when we first met. My love kept on growing strong long after you left. When the two of you say I do, honey, I'll do my best to not love you anymore. I just won't love you any less. You don't have to say I do, but when you do, I'll do my best to not love you anymore. Just won't love you any less. Well, I was singing that one.
Great song.
Thank you. I was thinking of one that I'm trying to think of songs I haven't played in a while. I wrote this one with this is probably one of the most fun rides. I'll play the 2 most fun rides I've ever had next. Actually, what time is it? I think I can get through all of them.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes.
10 minutes? I think I can get through my 3 most fun rides real quick. No stories. Wrote this with my dad and Jake Worthington. We wrote this at like 2 o'clock in the morning one night because we were stuck out in East Texas in storms. I'm going to try it. It's called Tacos for Two. We just wanted to have a good time, so we went out, drank tequila and lime. My sweet senorita started talking Cancun, whispered in my ear, what could I do? We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for 2. I won't lie, I found true love, forever kind. I'm talking babies and stuff. We loved every minute on that Mexican beach. When our time ran out, we just couldn't leave. We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front view. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos for 2. We scraped up some pesos by the hole in the wall. It don't look like much, but we got it all. From fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front. Spent our money on Expedia.com, and we got tacos for 2. We ordered fishbowl margaritas and a 5-night vacation with an ocean front. Spent our money on Expedia, and we got tacos. Bring me some tacos. I love them tacos for 2. That's just a stupid song we wrote called Tacos for 2. What was the next most fun? Oh, this one's this was a true story about that same girl that those other songs were about, and I recorded this song. You can find it on Spotify. Buddy of mine, Jameson Rogers, wrote it with me. He's a Mississippi guy, and he lives in Nashville now. I think he just had his first #1 on national country radio, and we wrote this about 5 years ago, and I just love the song. It was really personal for me, and he told me I had to play it for this girl someday if we ever talked again, and we did on the phone once, and I sent her this song right after it, and I never heard from her again, but I sure do love it, and it was one of my favorite songs to work on in the studio just because it turned out a little bit different than the demo, and yeah, it was fun. Boone's farm in a paper cup, riding shotgun. She couldn't wait for Georgia. Tapping her toes on my windshield. She couldn't sit still. She'd never been to Georgia. And it seemed like everywhere that we'd go, Diamond was playing on the radio. She couldn't help but smile and sing along. Now every time I hear that song, I think about Savannah. West time won't stop right there. I think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. wall. She had to try the key lime pie. It tastes better in Georgia. We were talking about babies and dreams and diamond rings. We were better in Georgia. We got caught in the rain out late one night. Knew what she was thinking from the look in her eye. Slipped off her shoes and we took off running. Man, that girl was something. I think about Savannah. Which time we'll stop right there. I think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. I think about shipping me Spanish moss, River Street. Girl, I lost thing if it wasn't my fault. Think about Savannah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of good to look back on. Don't know we went wrong, but it wasn't in that tourist town. So I like to think about Savannah. Oh, I think about Savannah. Which time we'll stop right there. I think about Savannah. Must have been something in the air. I think about sipping me Spanish balls, River Street. Girl, lost thing if it wasn't my fault. I think about Savannah. Oh yeah. Oh, I think about her. I think about her now. I think about Savannah.
I love that song. And you got time for one more.
All right, so this is my third most fun ride I had riding. I love the guys who were on had staff riding deals back in the 80s and the 90s, early 2000s in country music. They just had a different way of riding. They nobody wanted to get in and out in 2 hours and done with the ride. They took their time, and there was just a lot of integrity to it. And one of those songwriters that I watched growing up was Paul Overstreet, and I got to ride with Paul and my dad a while back, and we wrote this song. He was like, "You need a hit song," and I was like, "Well, you know what that sounds like, so what are you thinking?" Because I threw out a couple ideas. He's like, "I don't know about that. What about this?" And this is what we wrote that day, but it was just a really fun ride. Have you ever seen the sunrise in a West Texas sky? Seen all the beautiful colors explode with those beautiful eyes. Baby, I know right where to find it. Why don't we get out of this place? Let me take you away where the wild things go, where the coyotes call, cactus bloom, and the stars put on a show. We can fall in love together, waiting for the break of day. Maybe make it last forever. Let me take you away. If you came in here with somebody, and let me say this, falling for you could be trouble. You're worth the risk. I don't see no ring on your finger, so come on, girl, what do you say? Let me take you away where the wild things go, where the coyotes call, cactus bloom, and the stars put on a show. We could fall in love together, waiting for the break of day. Maybe make it last forever. Let me take you away. sure ain't you. Why don't we find something better to do? Let me take you away where the wild things go, where the coyotes call, cactus bloom, and the stars put on a show. We can fall in love together, waiting for the break of day. Maybe make it last forever. Let me take you away.
Man, what a set. That's a great job there, Bradley.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on here.
Good job, Bradley.
Thank you so much.
We love having you. Just when you get to be a big star, just don't forget about us, okay?
Who knows if what happens? I'm happy being here, but man, yeah, absolutely not. If anybody wants to come out tonight, they're texting me right now, but I'm going to be out at the truck yard at Dallas at 5 p.m. So I'm going to keep this playing in the background while I'm loading up. But thanks for having me on here today.
Where is the truck yard? Where's the truck yard?
It's off Lower Greenville, I believe, in Dallas.
Okay.
So not in Greenville, but Greenville Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
come on out.
The original truck yard.
The original truck yard, yes, sir.
Yeah, there's one behind Nebraska Furniture too.
There is. Yeah.
Make sure you go to the right one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, folks.
I'm on here. I'm going to be listening in.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bradley. And I hope we're going to have you back.
Yes, sir. Y'all take
Okay.
care. Merry
We
Christmas.
appreciate it. Okay. Happy New Year and all that stuff. That
Happy
was
New Year. Yes, sir.
Bradley Banning, folks. And now we got a real treat. We got another real treat, rather. We got a lot of real treats today. My buddy Ian Dickson, he's up here in McKinney. He started off at a very early age, being born in up there in Scotland somewhere, and then
I was born at an early age.
he was born at a very early age. Yes, he was, and then he made his way to the United States, and he's retired from Hewlett Packard. He's a singer, songwriter, and he's known all over town. He's probably about the best singer songwriter we got on the rolls here. Ian, I'm not going to say any more. The more I talk, the more I get in trouble. So here we go. Let's see. Ian Dickson. Ian, how you doing?
Doing well. Hey, it was fun
Okay.
listening to Bradley. He's going to be giving seminars here, I'm sure, soon with DSA. He's
He
very
should
good.
be. He bet. Okay, play some songs, Ian.
Well, we might as well start out with something that sounds kind of Texas country. This song was written for a song contest for KHYI. Had to have a phrase in it. Had to say, just saw Jimmy Hoffa. I was the only one in the contest who didn't have to ask his grandfather who Jimmy Hoffa was. Love and war on a Saturday night, hanging with the usual crew. My buddy pointed out my favorite waitress, bet you'd never go home with you. That's a bet I'll take, 'cause I've been working on a brand new pickup line. It's a little bit rough, but a couple more shiners will make it sound just fine. I just saw Jimmy Hoffa riding in his Pontiac. Just saw Amelia Earhart, says she's flying back. So Bigfoot riding the Loch Ness Monster, trying to get a better view. Well, I've seen Santa at the end of this bar, but I've never seen a woman like you. She gave me a look like you'd give a kid when he's up to no good. Then she smiled, gave me a wink that showed me that she understood. She got off work, she took me home in an old green Pontiac, with Michigan plates and blood on the dash and a skeleton in the back. I just saw Jimmy Hoffa riding in his Pontiac. Just saw Amelia Earhart, says she's flying back. So Bigfoot riding the Loch Ness Monster, trying to get a better view. Well, I've seen Santa at the end of this bar, but never seen a woman like you. So be careful what you ask for. Just might come your way. If I just kept my big mouth shut, I wouldn't be here today. Got off work. Well, I forgot the rest of the song, but that's the way it goes. Told us to do one last chorus. Just saw Jimmy Hoffa riding in his Pontiac. Just saw Amelia Earhart, says she's flying back. It's a Bigfoot riding a Loch Ness monster trying to get a better view. Well, I've seen Santa at the end of this bar, but never seen a woman like you. Well, I've seen Santa at the end of this bar, but never seen a woman like you.
I love that.
Oh, I forget those.
That's such a great song.
I forget all the words to these songs. I gotta do a little adjustment here. Hang on. I'd kind of turned my headphone down so I couldn't hear myself very well. Now I can hear myself. Oh yeah, now I can hear myself. Much better. Much better. Much better. So I wrote this song for my wife because I kind of like her. Too much to drink and my mind's kinda hazy. Some folks say that I'm a little crazy. Guess they're right. I'm just crazy about you. Well, I've been quite insane since the first time that we met. Been howling at the moon, don't know why, but I'll expect it's because I'm just crazy about you. I don't know why you have this effect on me. You're driving me about as crazy as I wanna be. And after all these years, I know that you can see it's not that crazy to question my sanity. Well, the music's getting started. Baby, do you wanna dance with butterflies? Like our first glance, it's still the same. I'm just crazy about you. I don't know why you have this effect on me. You've driven me bad, it's crazy as I wanna be. And after all these years, I know that you can see it's not that crazy to question my sanity. Well, the evening's getting late. We can dance on by the firelight. Nothing can go wrong, 'cause everything just feels right. It's because I'm still crazy about you. Well, I'm still crazy about you. Hey Harry, thanks for doing this. You've been doing this like twice a month in one form or another here for quite a while.
We've been doing it a while.
We all appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for playing for us. It's fun. It's fun.
So this is a song I wrote for New Orleans after Katrina hit. It was inspired by an article about a saxophone player whose house was underwater for a few months, and he'd moved to Austin, where they said the music sounded different from all the New Orleans folks moving up there. It sounded like somebody put gumbo in the chili. So this is the song I wrote for them. In a house built by the levee, down below the water line, eating oysters, playing trumpet, dealing cards, drinking wine, c'est la vie. Greasy nights, summer, and t-shirts sticking to my skin. Talk of storms out on the Gulf Coast, here to wash away our sins, c'est la vie. Never thought it'd wash away Big Easy. Never thought the Mississippi River'd ever wash away New Orleans, making nightmares of my dreams, c'est la vie. Seabirds flying inland, we should all have seen the signs, watching tail lights on the highway in a never-ending line, c'est la vie. Curse that El Camino, parts spread all across the yard. They gave us plenty of warning, man, it shouldn't be this hard, c'est la vie. Never thought it'd wash away Big Easy. Never thought the Mississippi River'd ever wash away New Orleans, making nightmares of my dreams, c'est la vie. Myself a lucky one, escaping with my life. Well, I should have left the week before with my brother and his wife, c'est la vie. Nothing left to pack up, and so I moved to Baltimore. Now I spend my summers playing on the Jersey Shore, c'est la vie. Never thought it'd wash away Big Easy. Never thought the Mississippi River'd ever wash away New Orleans, making nightmares of my dreams, c'est la vie. Guess I'll find another dream, c'est la vie.
Another great one.
Yeah, somebody from New Orleans pointed out to me it wasn't the Mississippi that washed away New Orleans and Katrina. It was Lake Pontchartrain. But that didn't fit the meter of the song.
Well, that's all right.
Right.
It's a song about being poor. This is kind of a silly song. And then I'll play a song for you, Harry, that I haven't played for anybody before. I think I wrote it around 4 or 5 years ago, but since I play a lot of the same songs for you guys, thought I'd mix it up. I'll add a different one after this one. Landlord's knocking, stay down low. Ooh, stay real quiet and try to move real slow. I hope it gives up, don't have the rent. Ooh, little money we had's already spent. Worked hard all our life, just ain't right. Money is tight, green bologna, fuzzy cheese, refrigerator petri dish disease. My stomach's growling, the cupboard's bare. Oh, even mice don't hang around in there. Worked hard all our lives, it just ain't right. Money's tight. We started out with nothing but our dreams. Sometimes life is harder than it seems. Sometimes you just take what you can get. Give it all you got and there's nothing to regret. Old Camaro up on jacks. It won't get far with radiator cracks. It's leaking oil, the tires are shot. If the damn thing ran at all, it'd be running hot. Worked hard all our lives, it just ain't right. Money's tight. Oh, it's time for something that you dream. Oh, life is sometimes harder than it seems. Sometimes you just take what you can get. Give it all you got and there's nothing to regret. We've been struggling to make it through. Oh, sometimes even think about leaving you. But I made a promise, just can't break. White dress, a church, a ring, and a wedding cake. We worked hard all our lives, it just ain't right. Money's tight. We worked hard all our lives, it just ain't right. Money is tight.
Great song. You know, Guy Clark had moldy vanilla wafers out in L.A. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Moldy box of vanilla wafers.
Yeah, that's a great line. Yeah, I love that song.
I love great lines like that.
Well, you
They're
got
still my
something in
favorite.
that song.
Yeah,
That's
James
great.
James McMurtry. He is my favorite lyricist. Have you ever listened to James McMurtry?
Some, yeah.
Yeah, he's got. He writes a song about a snowstorm that's coming in that's going to keep his kid home from school. But he doesn't write it like that. He writes, "Must be a cold front coming. Saw the eastbound C&O. All the coal cars were dusted with a half-inch of snow." That's how he knows the cold front's coming. You know,
Yeah,
and it's just like he's sitting looking out the window. Oh man, that's what's going to happen. It's just a great line.
You see that in Kansas City a lot. You know, those trucks, they'd be coming from
Oh,
somewhere
yeah.
up north where it'd been snowing. They'd have like 2 feet of snow on top of the truck, you know.
Oh,
Sometimes
that's
they'd even
amazing.
hit the freeway with it when they're going.
Yeah,
Just a big bust of
big
burst.
bunch of snow comes off the top, and
Yeah. Anyway, keep going. You're doing great, man.
So this song I have never played for anybody before. It's a sad song. We'll put it in the middle, and we'll play less sad songs. My mother had Alzheimer's disease, and it's a horrible thing to watch people's memories go. And I've been playing a lot of assisted livings, and I can't tell you the number of times that I've seen one spouse or the other, husband or wife, who ends up with their memory going while the other one is doing fine, and they care for each other, and it's a wonderful thing to watch, but it's also very sad. So I wrote this song for all those folks. I know I've heard her laugh before as she wheels me down the hall. She mentions names and places that I just can't recall. Her voice sounds so familiar, but something's not the same. And why I can't I remember her name. Her clothes are so much brighter than the folks who care for me. There's a fog around my thoughts, hides a dusty memory. She wheels me back down to my room to watch the football game. And why can't I remember her name? Memories are out there hanging just beyond my reach. I struggle for the words to ask her why. She wipes my cheek and whispers, it's such a shame. And why can't I remember her name? She moves just like an angel in this early afternoon, and I ride the wings of memories in the smell of her perfume. I think I used to love her, and I know I still feel the same. And why can't I remember her name? And why can't I remember her name? That was your sad song for the day.
That is a sad song. Good song, but sad.
This one isn't quite as sad. I wrote this after hearing somebody talking about a woman saying that she said she was from Memphis, but she's really from Mississippi. Which down there's really not much difference because geographically it's also close. Says she's from Memphis, but it's really Mississippi. Says she owns a mansion, but she's sleeping on my floor. Says she drives a Bentley, but she hitchhiked here from Dallas. I don't believe her anymore. I don't believe her anymore. Her story just gets stranger than it was the day before. There's weird stuff going on here, and it's too hard to ignore. I don't believe her anymore. There's something quite peculiar about the screaming in the attic. There's an odor in my basement I never noticed it before. I asked her why she shrugs it off as my imagination. I don't believe her anymore. She told me that she loves me, but she seems a bit distracted. Keeps staring at the flock of crows that's gathered round my door. She's rifling through my closets and she's checking out my mail. I don't believe her anymore. Oh, I don't believe her anymore. Her story just gets stranger than it was the day before. There's weird stuff going on here, and it's too hard to ignore. I don't believe her anymore. That was a silly one. Hey, there's a song that I have not played at a DSA thing for a long time. Would you have any objection if I played one cover tune?
No, go ahead.
You mind?
Wait on
I
that.
have not played The Messenger in so long. This is my favorite Ray Wiley Hubbard song, and it's one of those songs that, you know, the songwriters will put out a song that just makes you want to write and makes you want to play. And this is it. He wrote this when he was cleaning up his act and getting sober, and he was just turning 40, and he locked himself away and got straight and learned how to finger pick, and he wrote this song. And there's a lot of references in it to old Texas bands and old music from the 70s and the 80s that were all around this part of the country that we loved when we listened to them in Cleveland. I'm wearing old boots with high Cuban heels. My soles, they are worn, and I stand here by grace. My trousers are torn, and my jacket is borrowed, and I'm wearing my time and the eyes in my face. I am not looking for loose diamonds or pretty girls with crosses round their necks. And I don't want 4 roses and water. I'm not looking for God. I'm not looking for sex. I have worn out my welcome in certain small circles, in Spanish bordellos and Confederate states. And there is an angel in leathers and kindness, and she whispers my name, and she smiles at my fate. I am not looking for loose diamonds or pretty girls with crosses round their necks. And I don't want 4 roses and water. I'm not looking for God. I'm not looking for sex. Here's to the true believers. They're out on the road tonight. And no matter what happens, I know they'll be okay. And to the rock and roll gypsies, may the last song that you sing be by Mr. Van Zandt when you're out in old Santa Fe. Well, I have a mission and a small code of honor to stand and deliver to you by whatever measure. And this message I bring you, I got from this old boy Rilke. Said our fears are like dragons guarding our most precious treasures. I am not looking for loose diamonds or pretty girls with crosses round their necks. And I don't want 4 roses and water. I'm not looking for God, and I just want to see what's next.
Ian, thank you so much for playing for us today.
Well, thank you for doing this, Harry. Really appreciate it.
You're sounding great. I want to wish you a happy new year.
Yeah, 2021 is going to be a great year for everybody. It's my prediction.
Yes, it is. And I'm looking forward to getting that vaccination so we can all get back out there and start doing what we do, you know?
Yeah, you and I are old enough. It'll come a little quicker for us. So
Probably, yeah. Either way, whether we get it or not. Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Hey, well, thanks so much.
Thanks, Harry.
Great set. And we're gonna unzoom you, unspotlight you here. Here you go, remove spotlight. Folks, that was Ian Dickson. And Ian Dickson, that was a great set, Ian. And this is our last showcase for the year 2020. And I think it's just rightly so that we've got the president of Dallas Songwriter Association for our last set on our last show for the year. And I bet he's got some nice words and things he wants to say. And he's a heck of a songwriter in his own right, folks. I want to introduce you to. I'm sure you've seen him before. Brando, we call him, Michael Brandenberger. Spotlight for everyone. There he is.
there,
Hey,
Harry.
Michael, how you doing?
Boy, Harry, you put on quite a show. You kind of remind me of the best radio DJs I've ever heard. You're
I don't
great.
do anything. I just sit here. I just sit here and listen.
No,
Okay.
you do a great job. You've done a great job all year in the midst of this COVID crisis. And we appreciate it more than you know, because it wasn't for you, we'd all be singing to ourselves.
That'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
That'd be terrible. But no, we've had a great year, and I guess we're going to have to keep doing it for a little while. But anyway, I noticed I might have to change my background because everything keeps cutting out. I wonder if I can do that. How do we do that?
Change your background?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I don't know. I think it looks just fine.
I'll just go to the natural background because
There you go.
There I am.
That guitar looks mighty pretty on the wall there. That's a good background. Okay. Well, play some songs. Sing
All right.
songs, Michael.
I think I may need to tune up just a bit because the temperature.
Which guitar are you playing today? He's got about 50 of them.
Yeah, this is a Epiphone Casino that I picked up at a guitar show a few years ago. Used to be owned by a session player in Nashville that used to play for the Monkees.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a fine guitar, sounds great. This casino is very versatile. I've got a couple of them, but I like this one a lot.
Okay.
Anyway, I know Christmas may be over to some people, but according to English tradition, there are 12 days of Christmas, and this is just the second day, right?
Right.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I thought I'd do is sing a couple of my Christmas songs. Let's keep the spirit alive for just a little while.
Wonderful.
Right? Anyway, this first one's called Christmas Toy, and it's been a popular song. It's been on Broad Jam, and I think it's in the top 10 of the swing jazz tunes on Broad Jam. And so it's a fun little tune. So we'll give it a try. Here we go. I can't wait to sit on Santa's knee. You know I like a glitzy Christmas tree. I'm just wild about tinsel and bling. All that stuff is just my thing. But your kiss is all that's on my list. And your love is all I'm dreaming of. So if you want to bring some Christmas joy, just let me be your Christmas toy. I can't wait to play a Christmas game. You know I like any jewel you can name. I'm just wild about diamonds and such. All that stuff is so in touch. But your kiss is all that's on my list. And your love is all I'm dreaming of. So if you want to bring some Christmas joy, just let me be your Christmas toy. You can hand me Christmas candies. I don't mind a little chocolate fix. Please be handy for all my fancies. Oh, wanna see your mistletoe tricks. I could spend $1 million bill. Might just buy a jet plane for a thrill. I would love to see my name on a star. But I just want to be where you are. 'Cause your kiss is all that's on my list. And your love is all I'm dreaming of. So if you want to bring some Christmas joy, just let me be your Christmas toy. 'Cause your kiss is all that's on my list. And your love is all I'm dreaming of. So if you want to bring some Christmas joy, just let me be your Christmas toy. There you go.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Another little Christmas tune I've got. More of a little sentimental tune. Brings up a lot of wonderful things about Christmas. And it's called Love Gives to All. Reindeer amaze on green-driven sleighs, giving the feel. The magic is real. There are many reasons we can think of to believe in all that's Christmas, but the best one is love. Love gives to all. Love gives to all. Children and toys give such joyful noise on snow-dusted nights. Mistletoe delights. Yuletide is the perfect time for singing praises for the one who showed us so much giving. Holiday plans and presents for the season. Magical nights and mysteries we recall are filling us with the memories and the meaning of the one and only gift that gives to all. Love gives to all. Love gives to all. Fireside glow with someone we know gives love we can share with hearts everywhere. This time of year, it's very clear. Love, it's not so small. Love gives to all. Love gives to all. Love gives to all. Love gives to all. Yeah, love gives to all. All right. I got to look at the songs, a lot of songs I do, and a lot of them are about, not about me, they're about you. They have the word you in them a lot. A lot of titles with the word you. So I like those kind of songs, I guess.
Sure.
They're generally love kind of songs, so I like to do those. So I'll start with one called You Make It New. It's kind of
Let's hear it.
about love renewed.
Okay.
Timeless joys of love too easily fade from view, and memories can seem so far away. But now that we have met, there's hope in my heart yet. Love will find a way. A walk in the park, kiss in the dark, dinner at 8. I knew it was fate that you make it new. That's what I like about you. A hideaway nook, a special look, a sweet caress makes me a mess, to tell you the truth. That's what I like about you. It's no wonder that spell I'm under starts with your glance. Let's take another chance. Sweet perfume filling the room, gazing at the moon, loving at noon. You make it new. That's what I like about you. You make it new. That's what I like about you. It's no wonder that spell I'm under starts with your glance. Let's take another chance. Sweet perfume filling the room, gazing at the moon, loving at noon. You make it new. That's what I like. You make it new. That's what I like. You make it new. That's what I like about you.
Good song there, Michael. You know, that whistling's kind of a lost art now, isn't it? You know, used to everybody whistled. Remember that?
I know. I love that little whistle.
That was my first instrument, was whistling when I was a little kid, you know, listening to people whistle and learn how to whistle a song and stuff.
Well, not everybody can do it, but it's fun.
Well, you're a good whistler. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, here's another little tune. It's kind of, my wife Carol kind of inspired this song. And it's called You're the Best. My work, let's see, let's start from the beginning. My world is such a better place to be. Since you arrived, it's been so heavenly. You're the one when I'm thinking love. Baby, you're the best. It's no exaggeration or a cliche. You're amazing in a million ways. You're the one when I'm thinking love. Baby, you're the best. Now it seems you're always in my dreams. I must confess, when I'm around you, I'm astounded that I found you. And the magic in your caress. Things may get hazy when we're old and gray, but there's one thing I will always say. You're the one when I'm thinking love. Baby, you're the best. Now it seems you're always in my dreams. I must confess, when I'm around you, I'm astounded that I found you. And the magic in your caress. Things may get hazy when we're old and gray, but there's one thing I will always say. You're the one when I'm thinking love. Baby, you're the best. Baby, you're the best.
Michael, who would have thought such a big old veteran like yourself would be such a great, sensitive love songwriter? You write a lot of good love songs. That's kind of your specialty.
They're kind of fun.
You're kind of a sensitive guy, a big old
I'm a
teddy bear or
sensitive
something.
guy.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Don't make me mad.
Keep going.
All right, here's another song about you. You know, when love comes back to you, it's a great thing, right? And it goes something like this. When love has got you down and feeling low, just take some time and forget it. There'll be another chance to feel the glow, and it will funny how some things work out the way they do. You're sad and sighing one day, and then you're finding someone new. Love is a mystery solved by only two, but it's so sweet and one of life's treats. Yes, it's so nice, you'll never think twice when love comes back to you. Well, it's funny how some things work out the way they do. You're sad and sighing one day, and then you're finding someone new. Love is a mystery solved by only two, but it's so sweet and one of life's treats. Yes, it's so nice, you'll never think twice when love comes back to you. Yeah, love comes back to you. All right, let's see. I was going to do another. Oh, well, this is another love song, but it's kind of jazzy, but not as jazzy as the other ones. But it's kind of one of my favorites. It's called "You're Worth Every Penny." You are, but there's no "you are" in it. Well, there is kind of. Anyway, it's kind of a fun song. You got the style and groove. You got all the moves. You got the flash and dash. And you're spending all my cash. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. Your legs are long and lean, and your stocking's got that seam. Your lips are oh so sweet, and they make quite a treat. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. You know you really knock me out. You always look so fine. When I'm with you, there's never a doubt. We'll be together till my last dime. You got a wiggle when you walk, and a giggle when you talk. You got an eye for glamour, and your love is the hammer. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. You know you really knock me out. You always look so fine. When I'm with you, there's never a doubt. We'll be together till my last dime. You got a wiggle when you walk, and a giggle when you talk. You got an eye for glamour, but your love is the hammer. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. It's gonna cost me plenty, but you're worth every penny. There we go.
Who's your daddy?
Hot, who's your daddy?
Yeah.
You want to hear who's your daddy?
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing, but we could do that.
Yeah.
I do take requests.
Okay.
Who's your daddy? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, I do everything you tell me that you want me to do. Yes, I do everything you tell me that you want me to do. All I need is a reason to be a fool. I give you money and clothes and buy you big expensive rings. Yes, I give you money and clothes and buy you big expensive rings. All I need is when I take you home, you say it don't mean a thing. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Harry.
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy? Come on, baby, Dad needs some loving too. You know your tight red dress is really gonna get me hot. Yes, your tight red dress is really gonna get me hot. When I come get love, you always tell me that I'm not.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Come on, baby, Dad needs some loving too. All right.
Hit song. That's got to be a hit
Little
song.
swinger. Let's swing it.
You got that tight sweater song too. You hadn't done that yet, have you?
Lucky sweater.
Lucky sweater. There you go.
Lucky sweater.
Yeah.
You want to hear Lucky Sweater too?
Yeah, lucky sweater. Yeah. You said you were taking requests. And
Okay.
you've written
Well, I
all
hadn't
these-
planned on doing it, but we could work it out.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Lucky Sweater. Yeah, that's kind of another little rocker. Goes something like this. Little rock and roll tune, actually. Well, if you're going downtown on a Saturday night, looking for the ladies that are built just right, there's a swanky little dive down at Commerce and Pearl. If you play your cards right, you're gonna find you a girl. She might even buy you all the drinks if you let her, as long as you're wearing your lucky sweater. Lucky sweater, that's the one for me. When you got it on, everyone will agree that you're a go-getter, and there ain't nothing better than looking real good in your lucky sweater.
Lucky sweater.
Well, some guys think they got it all made when they stroll down the street wearing blue suede. Shoes may be nice, but women never look twice. If your t-shirt's kind of stained, they're gonna tell you no dice. You could be sure to make them go for you better if they see you walking around in your lucky sweater. Lucky sweater, that's the one for me. When you got it on, everyone will agree that you're a go-getter, and there ain't nothing better than looking real good in your lucky sweater.
Lucky sweater.
Well, the ladies all know when they step out at night, they gotta look good and they gotta feel right. Sexy fashion is never out of style. When they're wearing tight jeans, they're gonna make the boys smile. Take from the guys who like cool weather, girl, you can't do better than a lucky sweater. Lucky sweater, that's the one for me. When you got it on, everyone will agree that you're a go-getter, and there ain't nothing better than looking real good in your lucky sweater. Looking real good in your lucky sweater. Looking real good in your lucky sweater. Looking real good in your lucky sweater.
I like that song too. Hey, you got 5 minutes, Michael, and then that's it.
All right. Well, we got maybe a couple quick ones here.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, how about if I do? I'll do one more. This is another little love song. It's about, they say there's one for everyone, right? So this is called The Perfect One for Me. And I dedicate this to Carol. They say there's one for everyone. I hope that it was true. I never dreamed of perfection until I met you. Your smile, your smile, your face takes me to a place I've never ever been before. Your eyes, my size, I just can't disguise the need I feel to see you more. Everything about you is enticing. Just the chance to hold your hand is more than just a nice thing. Your laugh, your charms, and the way you fill my arms. Everyone who sees you will certainly agree to that you're a perfect lady and a perfect one for me. Your smile, your face takes me to a place I've never ever been before. Your eyes, my size, I just can't disguise the need I feel to see you more. Everything about you is enticing. Just a chance to hold your hand. I kind of goofed up on that. Everything about you is enticing. Just a chance to hold your hand is more than just a nice thing. Your laugh, your charms, and the way you fill my arms. Everyone who sees you will certainly agree to that you're a perfect lady and the perfect one for me. Well, I didn't do that perfectly, but anyway, do I need to do another one?
Well, we're there. I think we're there. If you got another one to do, one more.
Well, I could do one more. We could run a little bit overtime.
We can run a little overtime. It won't hurt anything. You're the boss, so we can do that. We can do anything we want to do, right? Okay.
I hereby decree we run overtime by 2 minutes.
Okay.
Now, this is one I want to do anyway, but I didn't think we'd have time for it. But it's another song, another love song about you being the opposite person. It's called A Time for Love. It goes something like this, if I can remember how to do it. No, that's not right. When dark clouds arrive, I look into your eyes and see nothing but clear blue skies. Beautiful days are nothing new. They always start and end with you. My sky becomes clear the moment you are near. Every cloud seems to blow away. The fog disappears when you say, come close to me, dear. It's a time for love. It may be stormy weather when we get together, but it's just another chance for some rainy day romance. Whether or not you know it's true, when you're around the sun is you. With clouds up above, it's a time for love. With clouds up above, it's a time for love. It may be stormy weather when we get together, but it's just another chance for some rainy day romance. Whether or not you know it's true, when you're around the sun is you. With clouds up above, it's a time for love. Time for love. Time for love. Time for love. Somewhere in there.
Great job, Michael. So that's it for
All right.
2020. We'll be back next year. That'll be next Saturday.
Thank you all so much. Been a great series you put on here, Harry. We really appreciate it.
Been fun.
We'll look forward to more.
So is it Happy New Year or Happy New Year's that you wish, when you just wish someone Happy New Year or Happy New Year's?
I think
I would guess it was singular.
Is it singular?
I would guess.
Unless you want to wish him like a whole decade or something.
Let's take it 1 year at a time. That's hard enough.
Yeah.
Unless,
okay.
unless it's the possessive New
Let's
Year's
see,
Eve.
I'm gonna see if I can add 3 people there. I think I can.
And thank you, Ian, and thank you, Alan.
Look there, 3 of
Y'all
us.
been great.
All right. I don't think anyone else is still around, but thanks, Ian and Brando, and it's been a good year. Good year. And
Yeah,
great
it was
show.
fun. Good job, Harris. You did a lot of work this last year. That's a lot
Well,
of shows.
We got
Did you have
it's
to
a
give
lot of
total
shows,
count?
but we got a lot of people that have learned how to Zoom now. You know, I think it's in our blood now. I think this is going to be the new normal.
Really? Yeah, we forgot how to socialize face to face, but we all Zoom.
Yeah, well, we'll do it. We'll intersperse things with some live, getting together. And we do
Yeah,
it
I think
once
we
a
will
month.
here this year. Yeah,
We do once a
next
month
year.
at Love and War. Once everybody gets a shot, it'll be a little bit easier. But
Yep.
so anyway, well, that's it, I guess. Any last words for anybody for the year?
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Happy New
Harry.
Year.
Okay, well,
Great.
okay, and all you
Bye.
folks over there on Facebook, thank you and Happy New Year. Happy New
See y'all
Year.
next year.
See y'all next year.
2021.
But now we do have open mic next Wednesday night if anybody wants to come and play or listen. But if not, we'll see y'all next year.
Okay.
Push the little
Bye.
red button. It'll be over. Thank you. Adios. Bye, folks. Thank you very much.